We've got a monstrous game today, as it is the Ogors, Beastclaw Raiders versus Beasts of Chaos, Quakefray, with some giant monsters as well. We'll be playing Lurkers Below, one of my least favorite missions from the General's Handbook, but that's what we rolled. The Beasts were able to deploy first, and they will be giving the Ogors the first turn. Special shout out to my buddy Peter for letting me borrow his army. The Beastclaw Raiders begin to move. Turn 1, Beastclaw Raiders. There were no objectives able to be done by them, so they just went ahead and chose to lead the assault, which of course they failed. But they did move on up, and that will be their turn 1. This unit of Morfang heed the blood taunt call and move 9 inches this way. The beasts have sprung their trap. The Stonehorns roar and stomp the Bullgors. 12 wounds onto the Frost Lord. With a 5-up, he made half of them, taking 6. 10 wounds onto the Huskard. With a 5-up ward, he made 3, dealing 7 wounds. The Stonehorns fight back, killing 4 Bullgors and wounding 1. Beast turn 1. They had some interesting movement, as well as bopping on a unit of 9 Bullgors, charging them on in, dealing some damage. Their battle tactic was aid the wilderness, which they were able to get with this unit here and that unit over there. They completed battle tactic, but that's about it. The mission doesn't keep track of points, so no points gained. And we'll go on to Ogres turn 2 as they won the priority. Grasp of the Everwinter finishes off this Bullgor. The Frost Lord eats from the Great Maw Pot, gaining health back, as well as his friend. The Slaughter Master reaches into his pot, giving this Stonehorn +1 to hit. He also casts Molten Entrails on him, giving him +1 to damage with its mount. Seeing the Morfang pack bear down upon them, the Gors redeploy 6 inches. The Morfang pack make their charge, getting a 10. Brah. Destroying 3 Gor with impact hits. At the start of the combat phase, all of the Ogres are eating. The Frost Lord removes 2 Bullgors. We'll see what Beasts decide to do next. Beast decided to use the Bullgors, try to destroy the Frost Lord. He had 6 wounds remaining. With that, they dealt 8 wounds. With a 5-up ward, he was able to save 2 of them only, dealing 6 damage, just enough to take him out. Hearing the death cry of his general, this Beastclaw Raider goes ahead and deals 12 wounds to this Ghorgon. Ended up killing him. Ungors retreated from combat. The Morfang pack obliterate the Gors. These Ungors also retreat out of combat. The Huskard avenges his general, the Frost Lord, and kills the Bullgors. End of Ogres turn 2. They went ahead and chose the Eat Your Fill, their own battle trait tactic. And they were able to get it at the start of the combat phase, with everybody in combat. Fortunately enough, he is still just within 6 of that objective, able to claim it this turn for no points. They just get their battle tactic. We'll go on to Beasts turn 2. This unit of Morfang heard the call of the Blood Taunt, moving 7 inches this way. This Shaman took a mortal wound, did the Brand of Wild Fury, Also did heroic recovery, as well as gained a command point. The Cygor tried to go ahead and heal himself. Unfortunately, he was cursed by the gods, rolling a 1. So he was smoted, whatever. As this one also tried to smite this guy over here, which actually did go off, dealing mortal wound. Lots of smites around. Probably from Slaanesh. This shaman also cast Mystic Shield on that Cygor. This Huskguard redeployed back 3 inches. Shooting from reserve, the Raiders deal 4 damage to these Morfang. Massive boulders are hurled from the 2 Cygors, end up hitting the stone horn, dealing 10 wounds, but his ward save was able to save against 4, dealing 6 damage. 21 shots from the Raiders on into these guys here, end up whiffing with their wound rolls, dealing only 2, and they were able to save 1, dealing 1 more damage to them. End of Beast turn 2, they fail a lot of their long bomb charges. The redeploy of 3 inches from the Stonehorn really whiffed on with these guys for their charges, making them like an 11 and a 12-inch charge. It was the redeploy off of these guys that did it. As we could have probably tried to run one of these guys on up to get to the objective. Neither of them were actually able to make it to the objective. They were hoping the charges would make it for them. So the objective is currently contested by the Stonehorn at 10 and these guys at 10. So nobody has it right now as they weren't able to grab it last turn because they did not fully control this one, which they do now at the end of their last turn. These guys tried to charge on into, they almost made it because they were going to try to redeploy back off and try to grab the objective. First turn they didn't. And tried to charge with Doombull as well, and that did not work either. So they did gain Desecrate their lands with over here, but it really is going to come down to priority now for the Beasts and the Ogres. And we'll go ahead and roll that right now. Looks like the Beasts are actually able to take it if they want. Slaughtering 2 Ungor Raiders, the Doombull performs a ritual of ruin for blood taunt, taunting the Slaughter Priest 5 inches. Taking 3 mortal wounds, he does the Brand of Wild Fury, giving a 12-inch bubble from him. Any Beast of Chaos units, 6 up ward. He ends up doing heroic recovery for his heroic action, gaining a wound. The Frost Lord also does heroic recovery, gaining 2 wounds. This Cygor performs Earth Shatter on that objective, dealing 3 mortal wounds to that Tuskar. Unfortunately, he makes all 3 ward saves, dealing no damage. He does count as 1 less model, though, on that objective, until the start of the next hero phase for the Beasts. The further Cygor prayed for Smite on that Huskguard. Unfortunately, the Huskguard was able to make his ward save, taking no damage. The Shaman cast Mystic Shield, put it on that Cygor. And this one cast Arcane Bolt. Counting his 0 models, the Huskguard decided to redeploy another 3 inches, trying to get away from them, and banking on the next turn charge. Ogres decided to use their last command point for all-out defense on him, getting a +1 to the save for these boulders coming at him. The first one missed, but the second one did hit and wound. He had a 5-up save, which he was able to make. Continuing to pepper the Morfang with shots, the Ungor Raiders are actually able to deal 4 wounds, killing 1. Making both their charges, the Cygor goes ahead and roars, failing, while the other one does a Titanic duel. The Stone Herd goes ahead and tries to roar, but he is unable to do so as well, with a frog stuck in his throat. The charge over here, the Doombull does 1 mortal on impact. Cygor attack, dealing only 2 damage. The Stonehorn attack back this Cygor, dealing 8. The Doombull deals 3 damage to the Slaughtermaster. The Slaughtermaster deals no damage in return. The Cygor was able to deal 10 wounds to the Huskard, but he was able to ward half of them, only taking 5. End of battle round 3 for the Beasts. They were able to get their battle tactic, which was Cunning Manoeuvre, getting him within and able to contest that objective. They were able to gain the center objective this turn with enough models on here for next turn if they don't shake them off. But I have a sneaky suspicion they'll be able to, as they also have him back here as well. Grasp of the Everwinter deals 2 mortals to that Cygor on the left. The Slaughtermaster does Finest Hour and fails to generate a command point. The Doombull also does Finest Hour. Winter's Endurance goes off and is answered, healing the Huskard for 2. The Slaughter Priest attempts to cast Mystic Shield, but is denied. The Slaughtermaster, reaching into his pot, throws some food on over to this Huskard, giving him +1 to hit. The Ungor Raiders redeploy as these Morfang look down from above, making a line to sacrifice their bodies. Roars were successfully gone off between the 2 Titanic Beasts, as well as a Titanic duel on the Cygor to the right. Charges were successful. Impact hits, dealing 7 mortals. But because he had the rampaging charge with his roll of a 6, he actually got 7 dice, which put him right at the tip and killed him. But because he had Ghurish Rage on a 3-up, he came back with 3 wounds remaining. A Stomp was able to deal 2. He has 1 wound left. Feeling greedy, the Huskard decided to split his attacks, dealing another 4 wounds to this Cygor here, and whiffing on his 2 horns into this one, trying to finish him off. The Doombull decides to attack into the Morfang, dealing 2 damage, able to kill 1. Stonehorn Beast Riders kill the Doombull. The Slaughtermaster piles on into this Cygor, giving him 1 wound. This Cygor with Titanic Duel was able to deal another 4 wounds to the Stonehorn. He's on 1 wound remaining. The Morfang pack were able to decimate the Ungor Raiders, killing them to a man. This Cygor, being wounded, was only able to do 1 attack to go through. He failed his save, and on 2 dice, he needed 2 5s, 5+, and he was only able to make 1. He is now gone. End of battle round 3 for the Ogres. They were able to make their battle tactic, which was boil their bones, killing the Doombull within 6 inches of the empty pot, and it is now full. With that, they continue to hold this objective, but they do not contest this one. So we'll go into priority roll and see who is going to take it. Looks like Beasts continue. Really, this game is coming down to whether or not this Cygor is going to be able to get off the prayer. So we'll roll up that and see if it does. No, he doesn't! This Bray-Shaman failed heroic recovery. Ritual ruin of Brand of Wild Fury done with him, killing 1 of the Ungors. He dealt 2 wounds to himself with Blood Taunt on that Morphang pack over there. Only moved 4 inches from the Blood Taunt, not enough to pull him away from that objective. The Prayer for Healing does go off, healing him 3 wounds. Mystic Shield was also cast from him in the previous phase to this Cygor. After movement, this Cygor threw a rock at this Slaughtermaster, dealing 2 wounds to him. From this Cygor into the Morphang, a giant rock was hurled, hitting but missing the wound of a 2-up, rolling a 1. The Stonehorn Beast Riders were not able to roar the Cygor, but the Cygor was able to roar the Stoneherd Beast Riders. This Cygor was able to stomp the Slaughtermaster, killing him. All-out attack allowed him to do hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s for 7 attacks. They all hit, but with their wounds, they ended up rolling 3 1s, dealing 4 times 2 is 8 damage to the Beast Riders, as it is a -3 rend. The Stonehorn Beast Riders attacked back, but were only able to do 8 damage to him. With 5, we can bring him to 13 wounds taken. He's got 16 wounds total, not able to kill him. At this point, the Ogres have 10 plus another 4 for 14 to the 17 the Beasts have for that objective. Beasts are able to take the win. With that, it is the end of turn 4 for the Beasts. They were able to actually get their battle tactic of Eye for an Eye, but it is all moot as they take the last and final objective, having 17 on the objective to the Ogres 14. Victory for the Beasts.